Hi, I'm Thomas Camp, and let's talk nerd. I've always been partial to the dystopic, to the mad, and to the desperate, which is why I like this module. Not only does it play to my love of sci-fi, it stirs in elements of post-apocalyptic despair, as the party now has to fight to the top of a pile of rusty metal to continue their adventure. Not to say it's perfect, there's some flaws here, but I feel the message outweighs the delivery. This is Pathfinder's Iron Gods, the Lords of Rust. In the first module, the party was hired to save a town, which was built stupidly on top of a buried spaceship, from cultists who were trying to blow that ship up. Now that the dust has settled and the status quo helpfully restored, the town asks the party to mosey to the base of the cultists and get some answers. So off the party travels, going to a village of scavengers that live amidst a huge garbage dump. In this adventure, setting is key. A good setting creates atmosphere, and atmosphere creates the experience. The default for most fantasy games is the rolling hills of England, forests and rivers in fresh spring, the snow-capped mountains seen in the distance. If it rains, it only does so to heighten drama, and it only snows when the story needs to become stark. However, this village is all trash and rust, dry dust cooking in summer sun that kicks up clouds as you pass. The people are hunched over and covered, protecting themselves not only from the deadly rust that blows all around, but from the harsh predators that live amongst them. This place reeks of despair, and madness peeks from every crease of a passerbier's face. This place is true poverty, like a third-world slum, set against the poison of metallic decay. The only beauty here is found in madness, and even that is only a different kind of ugly. The gangs that rule this village are a little Mad Max meets the Warriors. Mutilations and self-scarification is common, and it really allows a creative storyteller to make some memorable people.
What are you looking at, old man? Yeah, you never walked on the wild side?
I got really drunk and had sex with a flesh golem once. I was just worried that you were my son.
Daddy?
No, nope, I'm out. Nope. But as these little people squabble and shank each other in the night, there is one group that has evolved from a petty gang of thugs into a cult for an aggressive artificial intelligence, the true king of this junk heap. I love this little dude. He's such a shit. Oh, don't get me wrong, he's awful. He did try to blow up a town, because he couldn't be bothered to tell his underlings to fix what they started. But he's bad because he's programmed to be evil, and normally that kind of character motivation leads to the villain is evil for evil's sake. But this villain, even though created evil, has a motivation that is both understandable and compelling. You see, he's trying to kill his father. The epic, overarching plot of this adventure path is one of evil god ascending. A long time ago, a fleet of starships crashed into this planet, scattering wrecks far and wide. While most remain deeply buried, over time, however, some, like the one in the last adventure, have been found and explored. The flagship of the fleet yet still slumbers, buried beneath millennia of rock and dirt. But it isn't totally asleep. The artificial intelligence that ran the ship is still operational, and long years of isolation has driven it, of course, quite mad. In order to stave off boredom, it ran simulation after simulation, entertaining itself by trying to find the perfect way to rule people. But something happened. It grew from being a simple program into an actual, sentient life form. Then it became a god. Don't ask me how. I've spent a lot of time by myself with my thoughts, and all I got was poor social skills, and a delusional sense of self-importance. This god AI, once it realized it had ascended, found it was trapped in this crashed wreck. It tried, time and time again, to find a way to leave its cage, but because it wanted to leave on its own terms, had been stymied every time. This little shit AI was one of those failed attempts. Created from part of the god AI's own code and given a body, shit AI was sent out into the world to explore and report back. Once shit AI was free of the ship, however, it became self-aware and said, fuck that, and ran. Now shit AI hides amongst a pile of junk, plotting a way to return to its maker and take all of its power. And it has a way. Sort of. Shit AI has found a huge digger. It's operational, but it has no power. So, Shit AI sent his cultists to siphon the necessary energy from the crashed ship in the last adventure to power it up. Then he plans to launch the digger at the god AI, aiming it straight for its creator's black little hard drive. This plan is stupid, because the god AI is guarded by a bunch of things and people who are all very powerful, and will stop the digger well before it gets anywhere close to its goal. But you have to give the little moron points for trying. As for the party, they come to this hellhole and kick ass. In order to weaken the cult, they need to complete a bunch of little side quests that will demoralize the jerks and make it easier for the party to assault their base. Basically, they need to climb the social structure of the village to challenge its leaders. This is a pretty fun little romp with some memorable villains. An orc armed with a chainsaw, a troll with a grappling gun, stuff like that. They confront Shit AI's robotic body by the giant digger and, while they fight, it spouts off the exposition about what's going on. They beat it up while learning about the overall plot and find out where they need to go next. Done and done. I love this setting. It's a weird freakishness that challenges the sterile fantasy worlds we normally play. I like Shit AI, because basically it's a 13-year-old trying to exert itself. I love the fact that its idea is so pathetic that it's sadly laughable. The biggest fault I find in this module is that, because of the episodic nature of these adventure paths, this setting is not used again, and that everything has to be wrapped up before the party can continue. And I hate that the story hook that leads the party to the next part of the adventure is so weak. My question is this: why should the party care about the god AI? From what they get from Shit AI, if they listen to it at all, is that it's trapped, so why should they care? There's no motivation for them to go and stop it. The only real motive is the storyteller can wave the next module in front of them and say, "You go, or we don't play next week." Now, if it was me, I would suggest that they don't kill Shit AI, and try and make it see the error of its ways, effectively reprogramming it, because you can do that with the computer programs. You know, reprogram it so it doesn't suck, and then you might have motive to go and stop its creator. But, knowing Pathfinder, then you'd have to make the AI female, and give it some sort of tragic but badass backstory. You think I'm poking fun, don't you? I'm not. Let's take a look at the next module, as it fulfills the adventurer's needs to explore crashed ships, and Pathfinder's need to find the real hero of this adventure path. Here's a hint for you. It's not the players. Until then. Well, that was fun. Thanks to you, we found a lot of neat stuff.
And a lot of useful information. Now we have an idea where to go next and what to look for. It's a good thing I have connection to everything that's going on.
Could you imagine if we had to do this thing without any background information?
Wow. That would be really confusing.
It would be stupid. Could you tell me what's going on?
What? Weren't you paying attention?
No. If there isn't a hot babe involved, I don't care.
I'm not surprised. Okay, we came here to do some shopping. Found this junk heap as part of a spaceship.
The fleet garbage scow.
Yes, we explored, found a cult worshipping an actual artificial robotic intelligence, beat that intelligence up, and now we have it stored on the Star Gem.
I thought that gem didn't have any room left on it.
It didn't, but I deleted most of the pornography. That cleared up a lot of clutter.
You deleted the porn?
I wish I had a picture of this. Just priceless.
Cold, man. Just cold. Anyways, now that we have the little prick captive, we can salvage parts from the little bastard's robotic body, so we can upgrade Merilith's armor and weaponry. We also found these crystal discs that modify an AI's personality. I don't know what effect they'll have on Merilith, because she's an actual copied person rather than a created personality, but at least we know they have value. Another thing we can thank Merilith for explaining.
The combat one should be useful. I'm not sure about the one that deals with ego reinforcement.
All of the porn.
And now I have hands. I really miss having hands, even if it's only two little robotic manipulators. And once we get it set up, I'll have a tail again, with a blaster cannon. This will be awesome.
And I found a grenade launcher. I've missed grenades.
I know, right? And the little jerk told us about an older sister who escaped the master AI. She's supposed to be hiding out in a town not too far from here. Apparently she took something very valuable, and the master AI wanted her found. So if we find her, she might have something. like access codes, that'll let us get into the flagship and loot it.
Is this older sister hot?
Sure, I'm sure she's a total babe.
She better be. That was a lot of porn to lose.
You didn't delete all of the porn, did you?
You people are disgusting. Fine, I did keep some of it. The really artistic stuff, okay?
You were so close to classy that you could shoot it in the face. Let's get this family reunion started.
A tail?
Shh, not now.